Waalaikumsalam, Madam. Salam.
I don't know whether I told you I have tell a story regarding the Prophet said when somebody give you salam, you need to answer the salam. It's wajib, right? It's compulsory. Number one, to answer the salam. Number two, it's sunnah. You are encouraged if somebody give a doa or salam to you to answer the same or more. So if somebody gave Assalamualaikum, you can answer Waalaikumsalam or Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi warahmatullah or Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. But if the person say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, what's the minimum that you can answer? Anybody? Do you understand my question?
Can you repeat?
So if somebody gave you salam, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, what is the minimum answer you should give?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, it cannot be less than that. Okay, so you need to listen, because when somebody give you salam, it means that somebody making dua to you. So the least you can do is to answer the same. So if the person gave you a long salam, so you're supposed to answer the minimum of the long salam. If you can answer more than that, then better. I don't know how to answer more than Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so this is sunnah, and the sunnah as well is for you to in Malay berlumba-lumba. What's in English? To raise to give salam. The Sahaba, among the Prophet, they will be racing each other who will give the salam first. But in IIUM, do you see that environment that people are all racing to give salam? Yes or no? Brothers, sisters, you understand my question? Do you understand my question or no? Oh, ni senyap ni, kenapa ni? So I'm asking, in IIUM, do you see this culture of people racing to give salam to each other?
Yes, madam.
You see that? Wow, I wonder which kuliah. So you see in your kuliah, people are racing to give salam to each other?
Yes.
That's very good. I rarely see that. I don't know. Among you and your friends, do you race to give salam, or you say hi, hello? Nowadays, I think the trend of the young generation is to say, hi, madam. Whenever for me, wherever I go, I always give salam, because we are Muslim and we are taught by our Prophet to give salam first. Then after that you want to say hi or bye, it's up to you. But why do you want to? The one thing, it's not a sin to say hi, but it's not sunnah either. So if we can have a choice between making a sunnah or not, why do we choose a non-sunnah, which you don't get extra reward or pahala? Do you get what I want to say? Even though everybody are saying hi, nowadays hi, assalamualaikum, then there's assalamualaikum. At least there will be assalamualaikum. Some people just say hi madam, hi, how are you? For me, I say if the student say hi madam, say hi, assalamualaikum, I will say assalamualaikum. But I wish the student will say assalamualaikum first. Okay, so this is to revive again the sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad SAW. So when we say that we love our Prophet, we should do the sunnah in our daily life. That is our priority. If we know it's a sunnah, that is the priority in our life. Although it's not the trend. So it's weird lah, madam, if I keep on saying assalamualaikum, people will think I'm an ustazah. So it's okay, right? Then every time you say salam, you'll get the reward. And the person who give the salam first will get a greater reward. Okay, so that's a mukaddimah of salam, because I'm being reminding this to a few of my classes already, because I see this trend of the students of, number one, not answer the salam fully. Number two, doesn't give salam even in the university compound. Number three, is to, this trend of saying hi. If you want to say hi, fine, it's okay, but make sure there's salam over there. Okay, because we are Muslim, we should be proud of us being Muslim. Sometimes I wonder, are you proud being a Muslim or no? Or you feel shy that you are a Muslim? This will be
Oh,
tested. No? No what?
I proud to be Muslim.
You're proud to be Muslim. Alhamdulillah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Are all of us proud to be Muslim or no? This will be tested when you are among the non-Muslim. So if all of us are Muslim here in IIUM, we don't feel anything, just the same. But if you go to where everybody else are non-Muslim, or everybody else are Muslim but not really practicing, do you feel shy to be who you are, or you tend to follow them instead of being yourself? Okay, and sometimes you want to be part of the trend, although you know the trend is not very Islamic. So that's one thing. In Malay we say jati diri. In English we say, what do we say? What's jati diri in English?
Yo.
Sorry,
Kerja.
Fatin, you want to say something?
Pure.
Pure? Not really. Jati diri means that you stand up to who you are, you really are. So sometimes you change yourself when you are in another situation. You lose your Islamic identity because you want to follow your friend, you want to follow your family. If your family is not Islamic, you want to follow the working environment, and you dare not to be different. Okay, and that's a problem, because especially in the nowadays we are in the end of time, the akhir zaman, where the Prophet said, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, um, Islam will be gharib. Islam will be like a stranger. This is a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we'll be like the strangers. If you are not like a stranger, something not right with you. We are all like strangers. If you go now to anywhere outside there, people will look at it. If you are really following Islam, they will look at you weird. You're like a stranger, because you are is because everybody are not following 100% Islam. So it's a challenge actually to be different in this kind of situation, brothers and sisters, and you will be tested one day. You will be tested one day. I know even now you'll be tested. Even in IIUM, you might be a stranger if you want to really uphold Islam. People will look at you, why is she walking around IIUM and give salam to everybody? I dare you to do that. Can you do that? All Muslim that you see, you give salam first. People will say, oh, I ni pelik lah, I Nabihah ni, she's something wrong with her. Why she give salam to everybody, right? Did you think so? So I challenge you one day. Maybe we should do one day challenge. Every person, but now PKP, I think you stay in your mahalla. But if you do that, you will feel very awkward. Every single person that you see, you give salam. So, but that is Islam, brothers and sisters. When you go out, we need to be proud of who we are, as the Islam in us. And we need to, if we are proud of the Islam that we have, we should know and understand the Islam that we have. And do not assume that you know everything. Islam is very vast and big. and a lot of things that we need to learn. Okay, so we should keep on learning non-stop until you die. Before you die, that's Islam. We should learn, and in the same time be proud of it. We are not proud of what the garments that we wear, the clothes. We are not proud of the car that we drive. We are not proud of the materialistic. What we pride, the pride is the iman inside us, and this is what the Sahabah had in them when they during the time of the Prophet. They will meet the Caesar, and they are very rich. So the Sahabah with the clothes with a lot of holes here and there, going to a big palace. Can you imagine that? For us, you want to go, we feel like what clothes you want to wear. The Sahabah has no problem. No problem with that because he knows that's not important. What's important is what's in the heart. So nowadays we need to instill that in our hearts. Okay, brothers and sisters, when you go out, do not follow the society if the society is not right. Okay, I just want to share when I started working, but I studied in UK. I studied in UK, but because the UK, the environment is like very contrast. It means that I'm with the Islamic community, and then outside that is the non-Muslim who go to pub and everything. So I know they are not right. So there's a clear distinction. So Alhamdulillah, when I started working, I work in an all Muslim. No, there's a Chinese and there's an Indian. Maybe one. It's a small company, 23 people, one Chinese, one Indian, and the rest are Muslims. But when I when I joined, actually I didn't have a culture shock when I was in UK, but I had a culture shock when I worked in Malaysia. You know why? Because I was shocked at the Muslim Malay, the way they talk, the way they mingle with each other. I never ate with a man in UK. Never. I will eat with the sisters. I never ate with the men. So there during lunchtime they will go eat together, and I know that's not right. So then I slowly say I'm not comfortable. So I'll be eating alone every lunch. Can you imagine that? So it's like a really stranger. Macam kalau Melayu kata kera sumbang lah. But do I care? No, because I know I'm happy with what I'm doing because I know it's right. So after some time, the sisters there, maybe they pity me. I don't know. They say, okay, let's have just a girls' lunch. So it started like that. Then starting the men, I know it's very bad. I don't know why they just say whatever they like. For me, I never faced that kind of situation. So when it happens, I really don't like. So I will not even talk to that person if the person said bad things, like bad things like swearing or something like that. So once they know that I don't like it, every time in front of me they will change their conversation. So I was like that for nearly 1 year. So after some time, people will know who you are and they will respect you for who you are. If they want to say at the back, they want to whatever say badly about you, no problem. The most important is Allah is pleased with what you do, but you need to be brave, even though you have to do it alone. Okay, so that's a very, I think if I can give any advice to you, that is a very important advice. When you go out, make sure you follow the right Islam and be proud and be brave and do not follow others, even it's only you who in the end do the right thing. Okay, so now have you all submitted? I'm sorry, I forgotten the due date today, so you can keep on uploading it. Inshallah, for next class, I will give you time next class to look at it. So today we're going to have a normal class. Next class, inshallah, we have like 5 or 10 minutes of opening. Then I will give you the rest of the class to watch all the videos. And then I will give you a link for you to rate, to rate the videos, whether you like or you don't like the videos. Then the week after that, I will take one or two with the highest marks, and we have a discussion on that. Okay, that's how we're going to do it, insyaAllah. Boleh? Boleh ke tak boleh ke?
Boleh,
Boleh,
madam.
madam.
Boleh, okay, good.
Okay.
Alright, so okay, let's go to the slide. I can't remember where did we stop last time? Do you remember? Tak ada orang ingat ah. Did we? Because I see this slide every semester, so I can't remember which we stopped. So
To choose the spouse.
to choose the spouse.
Hmm.
Okay. Choose the spouse. Ini, this one? Is it this one, brother?
Ya kot, madam. Cari pasangan. Itu yang saya ingat lah.
Alright. So okay. Alright. So the Prophet Muhammad SAW has given us what do you call it, advice on how to choose our spouse. And the most important hadith that you should know, and the most famous hadith is this hadith, whereby a woman is sought in marriage for 4 reasons: the wealth, the social, alamak, kenapa dia ada ni? Show active speaker video, macam nak hilangkan dia ni? It happens to me last time. Oh, dah tak ada dah. Okay, jap, sorry. Okay. So, okay, sorry. Let me go back. So, this is a very important hadith, brothers and sisters. Did we cover this hadith last time? Yes or no?
No, madam.
Okay.
No, madam.
Alright. So, so this is a very important hadith that we should put in our head if you want to choose your wife or your husband. For the wife, this is especially for the man. Women can also use this hadith. There's another hadith especially for the women. Okay, I will cover that as well. So, so a woman, if you want, the brothers here, if you want to find a wife, you should find a wife from 4 reasons. Number 1 is maluhu, the wealth. Whether she is from a rich family, family with with wealth, with money, with a lot of harta pusaka ke. So that's one criteria. Another criteria is the social and kinship status, which means the lineage or social lineage, biasanya keturunan. So the lineage, the sister are coming from a family, a good family, family that people know. The family is a good family of the ulama, maybe family from people who are serving the country, somebody lineage of a person. The lineage is very from a good family. So number 2 is the social and kinship status, which is the lineage or the keturunan. And number 3 is the beauty. Okay, so the Prophet said one criteria that you can look at, and this is normal, this 4 is the normal criteria that the brothers normally searching for. So until now, from the time of the Prophet until now, there are people who marry because of wealth. There are people who marry because of the lineage, keturunan, anak datuk-datuk, datin, sultan, from the what do you call it, sultan, from the apa sultan bahasa Inggeris, king, for the king and queen from that lineage. Tengku, some people marry because of the Said, Sharifah, and some people also marry because of beauty. Kata apa? Cinta pandang pertama, ya ke? You marry because of the beauty of the sister. You cannot. First look, you fall in love, you want to marry. That's the 3rd criteria. The 4th criteria is the religion, deen. Okay, this is the 4 criteria that normally we should seek for. However, okay, this is the most important part, the last part of the hadith. So seek the one with the deen, may you then be successful. So the Prophet said, so there are 4 criteria that you can find for a wife, but in the end, seek and choose the one with the deen, with the religion. talibat yadak, then you'll be successful. Okay, so what is the hadith is telling us? Number one is this four is for it's new from the fitrah of a human being, of a man, to marry because of these four. But if you have to choose, if you get all four, alhamdulillah, very good. If you get, she is the most salehah girl in the world, maybe not in the world, in the kampung, in IIUM. Plus, she is very rich. You know, the family, the father is a millionaire, maybe. And then not only that, the father and mother millionaire, but from an ulama family. And not only that, she's the the Miss Universe of the university, for example, of the world. So you get that for then excellent. But as brothers and sisters, nothing perfect in this world. You cannot get this for. Normally, it's very rare that you get this for. Either you maybe either one or more than one, you'll be not there, not complete. Some will have beauty, but it's not wealthy, poor, from poor family. Some beauty, but with rich, but actually from a very bad family lineage. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the the father is a, what do you call it, a drug addict or something like that. Okay. But so whatever it is, you may not get four, but the most important, this the Prophet said, and this is sahih from Kitab Al-Bukhari, sahih. So the one that you should focus is the one with the deen. If the person, if the sister have the religion, understand the religion, and follow the religion, that is the main criteria. It's okay if she's not that beautiful. It's okay if she's not from the very good family, not from ulama or something, or it's okay if she's not from a rich family, if she has the deen. Okay, so because in the end, this deen will take care of you until because the aim of the marriage is actually to go to Jannah, right? And this all the rest is actually dunya. And the prophets, in the Quran, Allah said, work for the akhirah, but don't forget your part from the dunya. But the first aim is the akhirah. So means that religion should come first. So the beauty will come second, or the wealth will come second. When if you are your intention of marriage, you want to be successful in your marriage, find somebody with the deen. Okay, and beauty is what you call, subjective and relative. But nowadays, if I'm not mistaken, no, if I'm sure I'm right, most of the brothers look at the beauty, and then they sacrifice the deen. Then you have problem later on in your marriage. It will be very difficult for you to have if the person doesn't have a deen. So, but if you have deen and also beauty, you should take what do you call it, go and see the father straight away. Okay, so that's a hadith for the man. So the sisters, make sure you have the deen. If you have the deen, inshallah, the marriage will be a good marriage. So we need to make sure to teach ourselves to have the agama, the religion, so that we can make a successful family, not only for this dunya and also akhirah. Regarding the sister, the hadith is not here. There's another hadith that the Prophet shared. I will try to find if somebody can Google it. I tried to Google it before, but I couldn't. I think I put the wrong keyword. Basically, the Prophet was saying to the parents, sometimes sisters, a boy, a brother went to see your parents, and your parents also look at the four. Oh, brother, you want to marry to my daughter? Are you working? You're not working. You don't have money. Oh, you are actually from a poor family, and then you, what do you call it? Plus you don't have any. You are not handsome. You shouldn't marry my daughter. So So no, and number one, no, I don't know, I think in any culture or community, number one they look is the wealth of the brother. If you have a lot of money, then maybe it's more secure. But actually, in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, there are, I think, I can't remember, is it two or one? I can remember only one criteria, which is if somebody comes to your daughter, this hadith telling to the parents, if somebody come to your asking the hand of your daughter, and he has good akhlaq, marry her. So this is the Prophet said, and if a man comes to ask the hand of your daughter and he has a good akhlaq, he didn't say religion, he said good akhlaq, marry her, because if you don't marry her, there will be a lot of what's the word, a lot of bad things will happen in this world. Basically that's the gist of that hadith. So this hadith is telling the parents, well, because sisters, if your parents doesn't allow you to marry, then you cannot marry. So you need to first, one day we'll be parents, so make sure that we understand this hadith. Number two, we need to make our parents understand that why the Prophet said akhlaq. Okay, because the akhlaq, if the brother have a good akhlaq, he will take care of you, if your daughter of you, in a good manner. So he will not, punch you. He will take care nicely because he has good akhlaq. He will smile at you. He will talk softly to you, and that is very important for a sister, right? And of course, you don't marry if the brother has no money, then why you want to marry the brother? Then you'll be you'll be begging. You don't want to do that, right? But but if the person is reasonably okay, especially when good akhlaq, you should accept, although that man is not handsome. Sometimes I joke with my friends, and my younger friends. Even the brother has like bald, no hair, big belly, no problem, because Allah will take care of you. Okay, and he will take care of you. So it's interesting how the Prophet put it in that way. For the men is more elaborate, because the men have a lot of criteria. For the women, of course, we have a lot as well. But actually, if somebody is nice to you, we can overlook the rest of the things, right? So that's the different thinking of a man and a woman. A woman, handsome is bonus, but the most important that he take care of you nicely. That's the most important thing. For the brothers, there are many things, right? But the Prophet tried to emphasize to the brother the deen first. Although you have many other criteria, but remember the deen will help you in this dunya and also akhirah. Okay, so that's the criteria of finding a spouse. Any question, and you want to share anything? I hope it's clear, right? So next is a question of, if you want to get married, should you marry a virgin or a widower, janda? Have you talked about this? Virgin or widower? Have you talked about this? I forgot.
No.
Okay. There's another hadith of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. Generally, where's the hadith? Let me see if I end the show. Okay. Alamak. Shinka has stopped as the chat window is closed. Oh, okay. So let me share again. Islam is a complete religion. There's everything in Islam. We just need to find out. So this class will give you just the main points. You can go and buy and read a lot of books on marriage later on. So generally, the Prophet SAW advised us to marry virgins, anak dara, who's not married yet. Anybody can guess why? Anybody can guess why? Why the Prophet generally advised the brothers to marry a virgin, which is not married yet, not a widower? Why? To have some interaction, otherwise you'll be sleeping. I will be sleeping as well. Anybody? Why do you think so? Oh, by the way, can you write down your name in the chat for attendance? Name and matric number. So while you're writing, anybody wants to answer why do you think the Prophet advised us to marry somebody who not married before? Nobody wants to try? Huh? Yeah, somebody who. Okay, generally, I will tell you generally why so, because the one who are not married, it means that he or she is younger. When normally the one is not married, which is younger, they are more playful. Okay, so the Prophet say you can play with your wife, so they don't have a lot of responsibility in their head. They are not thinking much. They are like kids. They like kids, so you can play with them. You can have fun. You can have a joke with them. So generally, you'll be a more happier, more lively, cheerful family, right? So generally, the Prophet will advise that. However, I will tell you, so generally, so if you have a choice, do that. But it is not for everybody, okay? So I'm not saying everybody should marry a virgin. I will tell you an incident in the time of the Prophet where in this hadith, so I will read this hadith. There's a story of Jabir. Jabir radiallahu anhu, his father has died and the mother also not there. So he's a young man, but he's what do you call it? The father mother died, and he has the father leave him with sisters, many small sisters, younger sisters to take care. So this Jabir is in that situation. So what do you call it? So then the Prophet one day the Prophet Muhammad SAW asked Jabir, have you got married? To Jabir lah. And then Jabir, yes. And the Prophet said, ask him again, is it a virgin or a widower or previously married woman? And then Jabir said, a previously married woman, somebody who already married. So the Prophet SAW said again, why not a young girl who you could play with and she could play with you? So both ways, you can play with the young girl and then the girl can play with you. And Jabir said, because Jabir was young, and Jabir answered, I have sisters mean younger sisters, and I wanted to marry a woman who could gather them together and comb their hair and take care of them. So then the Prophet said, you will reach, so when you have arrived home, I advise you to associate with your wife, meaning he approved of the choice of Jabir. Okay, so it depends on situation. Some of you, I know many of you are from very different background, from family. Some people, from last two semester, I have somebody in this class, in the parenting class, a brother. I still remember, he's very funny. He's very talkative, funny, and it's very rare for a brother to have that character. So after I search a bit, he's actually from, his background's very different. Brother normally have a certain attitude. So if a brother is slightly different, you should check the background. So all of us, we are who we are because the background of our family. We become who we are today because of how we are being we brought up. So this brother, it's actually the very sad story. The parents already died when he was young. He's the eldest, staying with the grandmother, and the grandmother has to take care of him and his brothers and sisters younger. So his character is more like I think like a woman. He's very talkative. I think because of the grandmother's brought up. But he was saying, we were having this discussion, and he said to me, yes, when I want to get married, he said, I will find somebody who will take care of my brothers and younger sisters. And this is like exactly how Jabir thinks. So it means that we are from different backgrounds. So we need to take into consideration whether we have uh, people who we have to take care or not. The one who can take care of the young children is normally a widower, because she knows how to take care and more matured to take care of younger kids. So if you marry a young person, that person just want to play, doesn't care. So that's the not right person to get married. Boleh? Any question? Do you agree, or you want to give some opinion? No? Alah, kenapa senyap sangat ni? Oh, by the way. Huh? Somebody want to say something? By the way, I put a poll, right, I just want you to talk lah. I don't want to talk alone. It feels so lonely, although I can see your face. So I put a poll in the Telegram asking the idea of organizing an Islamic matchmaking event in IIUM. So from here, majority 90% agree, whether strongly or agree. So, but however, only 50% will go. Okay, I wonder why. Why not all 90% want to go to the matchmaking event? I will tell you the history why I asked this question. Because I will tell you the problem. Normally we should solve problem. I'm an engineer. We are trained to solve problem. You know, our tagline is engineers solve problem, any problem. So if we see a problem, we think of a solution. So one of the problem that I see in the world, especially in IIUM, especially with with good brothers and sisters, is difficult for them to find a good what do you call it, partner, or good potential wife or husband, because they are very soleh and solehah. They will not look at walking. You don't look at Aisyah Aminah smiling. I will not look at you. I will just look down lah kan. In Islam, when you should lower the gaze, right? The Quran says when you walk, you lower your gaze. If you see something which is not halal to you, you don't go and look at the eyes of the girl. That's not from a good akhlak. So sisters pun, when you walk, you don't normally a good sure, Nemo, no problem. Make sure you write down your name. All the best for your midterm.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. So I know this is a time of midterm, so that's why we just have a chat, just to release. So apa saya nak kata tadi? Where was I? Do you remember?
Hello, yes, madam.
So normally, a good man and good women will lower the gaze every time. So you don't notice who's around you. Especially when I was young before, I will tell you, when I was not married, I will lower my gaze. So I don't even know, I will not talk to men. So it was very difficult for me to find a husband. Because normally my friend who go out, go dating, they meet a lot of male friends, so they have many possibility. For me, I don't even talk. I don't like to talk. So and I feel very shy to talk. So and then when the time comes for me to get married, and I will tell my mother, the responsibility of marrying a daughter is not your responsibility, not your sisters, is not your responsibility actually. The responsibility is actually on the parents. But nowadays, I think the parents may not understand this, number one. Or number two, the parents are afraid, because they think that if they find somebody, you will not like that person. So, but actually, it's the parents should try to find first. So I told my parents, and my mother, I remember my father said, there's nobody. there's nobody who fits your criteria basically. You see, because I want a soleh man. So actually my parents are afraid to find somebody for me. But I say it's okay, just find anybody. Then I will look at that person. We'll see whether it's compatible with my understanding of Islam or no. But in the end, nobody, because my parents normally they will think of social status, wealth, and everything. So I'm doing a PhD at that time, so it's even more difficult because I'm doing a PhD. I did all degree in UK, so even more. Many men are more afraid. The higher you study, I don't know, man. I don't understand, man. Men should be, you should be brave. My husband is brave lah, so I salute my husband. So generally, that's the case. So it was very difficult for me to find. And in the end, I had to go to many friends. In the end, before I met my husband. So as compared to my other friends who go for dating, who not following what Islam says. So now we understand that we have to follow what Islam says. We understand that we have to follow what Allah says. So, but the authority, meaning the person who understands, should make the Islam easy, make the right way easy. We need to give the right alternative to the person who wants to follow Islam. So that's what I was thinking. In IIUM, I know stories where it's difficult to find, so that's why they go for dating everything. So I said, oh, maybe I was talking to an ustazah. She's a lecturer in Quran Sunnah, saying why not is it possible for us to make Islamic matchmaking? We make it very Islamic. So we have an ustazah from the Quran Sunnah, and then we put a law for Islamic law to give. And I think this will be the first in the country if you make this. So, and the reason, why, how I get this idea, because, in I told you, right, in IIUM, what's the ratio of the brothers and sisters? Normally, minimum in engineering 1:1, but that's the only kuliah. In psychology 1:9, 9 sisters, 1 brother. So you can see this class, how many sisters, how many brothers, right? So that's the general statistic and ratio. So how is it possible to find if you think logically, right? So but one day I went to a Unique LBMI next door. They are for research. I'm doing all this my other work for engineering work. I was talking to a lecturer there and he said, oh, so I said, you are doing TVET. TVET is vocational. It's like engineering more brothers, but this is TVET, vocational, technical vocational is more hands-on. Okay, which means that their intake have more brothers. So they have the opposite problem of IIUM. They have more brothers. So I say, wow, this is match made in heaven. So I said to the lecturer there, why don't we do a program together? So to help and then to give a good Islamic alternative. He said, okay. So now I'm trying, the next step is, this is just idea first. I'm trying to find my team to make this successful. Why? Whoever helped to build a masjid, a family, Allah will give a lot of reward. If the intention is for you to follow what the Quran says or what Allah says. So, but we need to make it very, very careful. So it's not, it's still within Islam. It'll be interesting. So I think I can use the poll, but only how many of you answer the poll? Why 20? How many of us? Only 27 in this class. 31. So not all of you answered the poll yet. If you're not, please answer. Okay, I think I will do the poll for other classes as well and see. And we'll see lah, make doa. If it's good, please make doa. It will become true and it will help. Maybe it's not for you. You are still in your second year, right? So maybe we'll do it for the final year. Maybe we'll make a clause only for final year. So then it will help, inshallah. Okay, so going back. Or can I ask, so who, the one who say not sure if you want to join the apa namanya, event, the matchmaking event, why you answer not sure? What stops you? Anybody wants to share? Not sure because you think it's not. Huh?
Me, madam.
You lah, you of course lah. I will not allow you to go. So, I will bar you from going. So the rest of you, there's a lot of percentage, 50% of the 90% answered not sure. So why? I think mostly sisters ah. I know. Who answered no, not sure? Can somebody share why? Atira, what did you answer?
I answer yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Nur Izzati, what did you answer?
I answer yes, madam.
Okay. Aminul Alimin, what did you answer?
Not sure.
Okay, why not sure?
Because I think I busy at that time.
Oh, because because it's not important lah. The other,
InsyaAllah.
InsyaAllah pula.
Bukan tak sure tapi insyaAllah.
Lah, kenapa jawab tak sure kalau insyaAllah, pelik awak ni, you know. Yes, insyaAllah. Bukan not sure insyaAllah, you know. Okay, thank you. Wan Ahmad Fikri, what did you answer? Wan Ahmad Fikri, are you there? Can you hear me? Yes. What did you answer?
No.
Oh, answer apa? What did you answer? Yes, no, unsure.
I'm not sure.
Why not sure?
Not sure.
Why did you put unsure, not sure?
I don't know.
What do you mean by you don't know? What do you mean by you don't know? Fikri?
Huh?
What do you mean by you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, Fikri, can you wait until the end of the class? We have a chat, okay?
No.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so by until the end of the class, everybody will leave. Please wait. I want to talk to you. Okay? Please don't leave. Otherwise, I will delete your attendance today. Okay. So basically, unsure. You are not sure whether you are not thinking much. You don't know how. You haven't think much. I think that's why most of you answered unsure. That's my assumption lah. So okay, it's okay. So, and maybe also if you do the matchmaking, we have to limit because you know how many thousand of students we have in IIUM. We cannot make we have, I think, close to 10,000. So we cannot 10,000, but from all maybe divide by 4, so 2,000 lebih lah, one batch. 2,000 lebih one batch. So maybe we can only open to maybe 300 to 400. So the first come first serve basis, I think. Inshallah, I'll make dua. So if it's good, may Allah make it easy. Because my hope, I really hope everybody will get married because it's important. Because the Prophet said, getting married is his sunnah, and anything that the sunnah of the Prophet and the Prophet encourage, we should do it. And plus, to do it in the right way, and you have barakah in your family. And we really need barakah nowadays in our family because looking at the society nowadays. Okay, and also the Prophet said, marry a woman who is loving and can bear children, for I will boast of your number on the day of resurrection. So Allah, the Prophet likes a family who who have a lot of children. So try to have a lot of children if you can sustain the family, meaning you have money. If you don't have money, my advice is to take precaution, right? There are lots of, even Islam, you are allowed to take precaution. If you, in the end, you cannot give food to your family, or the family will be begging or somewhere, right? So you can have that, but not to get to have a family because you want to take care of your body, yeah, sisters. You want to have a nice figure, not to have children. That's not a good excuse. Okay, not so acceptable excuse. I know of a family, very sad. You know, the couple married, and the husband really wants a child. So the wife also say, "Oh, I want to have a child." In the end, the man spent a lot of money to go to medicine and everything to take care of the wife. But in the end, still didn't get a children, until one day the secret was opened, whereby then he realized that actually the wife lied to him. The wife doesn't want to have a child yet, because to want to take care of the figure, want to be having a nice body, which is wrong. It's haram to do that. If you are married, if you want to do a decision based off a family decision, you have to discuss, sisters. You have to discuss with your brother, not brother, your husband. You need to discuss with the husband. Anything, even to stop, when to stop, giving your child milk from your body, your breast. You need to discuss with your husband. You cannot decide on your own. So let alone having children or not having children, you need to discuss and get the permission of your husband. So a person who have deen, a wife, a sister who have deen, will not do anything against Islam. But if the person doesn't have deen, she will not care. I want to take care. I want to do whatever I want to do. Who are you? You're just my husband. I don't care what you say. But if a person have a deen or religion, he will not dare something which is the one that Allah and Rasul doesn't like. But it doesn't mean, okay, brothers and sisters, especially, doesn't mean that you have to follow everything that the husband says. If your husband asks you to do something which is against Islam, okay, if your husband asks you to do something against Islam, for example, to take out your hijab or to wear something fit to the body, you cannot follow, because it's Allah first, the Rasul second, then your husband. So number one, Allah and His Rasul. So you cannot follow if it's against Islam. So you need to know what Islam says in order to know whether whatever your husband asking, whether it's actually within Islam or outside Islam. This is very important, because sometimes the sisters think that we have to follow everything the husband said. No. Our obedience, number one, is to Allah, number two, to the Rasul, then the third is husband. So if the husband is not following Allah, His Rasul, you don't follow the husband. It's as simple as that. Okay, make sure clear. You need to know what Islam says, because there are many sisters who just blindly following the husband, which is not right. That is not Islamic. Okay. If you're not sure whether whether that's within Islam or no, go and ask an ustad or ustazah. Ask that whether it's within Islam or no. Then the one who who understand Islam will give you the right advice. So a Muslim man should have a financial competence, so that he can provide means for living for his wife and children. So I think we discussed before. And compatibility and kafa'ah, kufu. So it's good to have your future husband or wife in the same league or same status as you. It will help. It doesn't mean it's wajib, but this will help to make everything smooth. So to marry the same race, ethnicity, it makes it smooth, because we are eating, nasi lemak, it's easy. But some nasi lemak and some, roasted chicken, for example, if you marry a British. So it doesn't mean you cannot, but it will take more effort. You need to be more passionate, sabar, if you marry from the different compatibility. Okay, but number one is always deen. Okay, number one is always deen. The compatibility comes after number 4, number 5. Okay, if you have the deen is there, but you have two with the deen. Okay, you have two choice. Both Aminah and Maimunah have deen, but number one have more compatibility with you, then you should go with the compatibility because it will make life easier. Okay, but it's not compulsory. That's why nowadays in IUM many marry cross ethnicity. I think it's very good. I know I encourage, but you need to be very patient. I have in my neighborhood, this is my house. In my neighborhood, I have a neighbor. Uh, her daughter married. Her daughter is Muslim, Malay, married a Chinese man from China. And the daughter and the grandchildren is very cute. It's a mix between Malay and Chinese. So it's not a problem. But you need to be patient. Both need to get to know the culture. And I have another neighbor here. Her daughter married a Turkish man. So it doesn't mean that you cannot do that. You can, but you need to have a lot of patience. Make sure you marry. Both are clear. We marry for the sake of Allah and have patience while getting to know each other. Okay. So as I mentioned, good Muslim or Muslimah, you should give this the priority to the criteria. This is the most important thing, because this will govern if the Muslim or Muslimah have deen or faith, he will have inshallah good akhlaq as well. So he knows when he or she has done wrong, and somebody can give advice to him or her based on Islam. If the person doesn't have deen, somebody give advice, he will not care or she will not care, because for her or for him, Islam is not important. But if somebody have Islam or Iman in their heart, somebody advise if from the Islamic perspective, he or she will accept easier. Okay, so we covered this. Okay, next topic is qawamah. Okay, qawamah can be strengthened in Muslim males and brothers by observing the follow. So for example, you need to be ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa, this ayah. Okay, surah An-Nisa ayat 34. I didn't copy paste here, but basically it says ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa bima, with what Allah has given, bima faddalallah, with what they call it, has given the one more strength than the other, because why? They support them from their means. So this ayah in surah An-Nisa ayat 34, you can open the ayah. This is a very famous ayah. Have you heard this ayah before? Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa. Those who have heard, can you put a reaction? Those who have heard of this ayah, this verse. Okay, just to check. Okay. So the rest of you who didn't put, you haven't heard? Okay, go and open Surah An-Nisa. Let's open since many, I think half of the class haven't seen this ayah. An-Nisa 34. An-Nisa 34. Okay, this is nice. So I will share my screen. I would like somebody to read it. Can I have somebody, a volunteer to read this ayah? Bismillah. Anybody? Madam, I cannot read anymore. I have a lot of midterm and assignment. Is that right? You cannot read an ayah in the Quran? You get reward from Allah.
I can, madam.
Okay, yes, please, Aisha, can please read it.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم. فالصالحات قانتات حافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله. واللاتي تخافون نشوزهن فعظوهن واهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا إن الله كان عليا كبيرا.
Okay, thank you very much, Aisha. I will read here the meaning. This is a very famous ayah, especially when there's a talk, a Islamic talk on marriage. Okay, and I just want to highlight sometimes this ayah can be abused by the people who are trying to show authority. So let's read what it means. Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa. Men, qawwam means that you have a strength or one darajah. It means that you are being one point higher. 'Ala nisa. This is Allah, the one who created the universe, said, Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa. So the ar-rijals here, they translate men are the caretakers of women. But the direct translation of qawwam is from qawi, strength. So and then one step, one darajah step of qawwam, of strength, or of in terms of level, that's one level ahead of the women. Okay, why? Bima, as men have been provisioned by Allah over women and tasked with supporting them financially. Bima faddalallahu ba'dahum ala ba'd wa bima anfaqu min amwalihim, and tasked with supporting them. So then this ayah, normally people stop at ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa. So this whole ayah is talking about marriage. And then Allah continue, فَالصَّالِحَاتُ قَانِتَاتٌ حَافِظَاتٌ لِلْغَيْبِ بِمَا حَفِظَ اللَّهُ. Then Allah continue, and righteous women, okay, qanitat. Qanitat means, this, okay, sisters, brothers pun, you want to find a wife, right? A good wife described by Allah in this ayah is qanitatun. Qanitat means they are obedient, devoutly obedient. It doesn't mean, so this is the wrong interpretation that normally I know some ustads out there put the qanitat, he say obedient to the husband. Actually no, if you read a few tafsir, qanitat means obedient to Allah. Obedient to Allah, because there's in another surah, Surah At-Tahrim, when Allah mentioned in the Quran regarding Maryam, the mother of Isa, Allah praised her for being qanitat. Okay, qanitat means that she has no husband. So qanitat here means devoutly obedient to Allah. Okay, qanitatun hafizatun, and hafizat, she takes care of herself. Lil ghaibi bima hafizallah, when alone, protective of what Allah has entrusted them with. So she, a good woman, take care of herself, whether alone. So even alone, she will take care. Alone can be really alone, or alone in cyberspace, and whatever bima hafizallah, everything that Allah has makes her to protect. So women, we have dignity to protect. We have to protect our aurah, not to be seen. Our adornment. Allah gives women special, where Allah gives women beautiful. This is like generally how Allah gives, and then that is we should protect whatever Allah has given us. Then wallati takhafuna nushuzahunna fa'idhuhunna wahjuruhunna fil madaji'i wadribuhun. And if you sense ill conduct from a woman, advise them first. If they persist, do not share their bed, but if they persist, then discipline them gently. Okay, this is an ayah of this. We go a bit off the tangent. This is how to handle this in the Quran. Allah, the one who created the universe, teach the husband how to handle the women. Okay, if you think that the women, if you sense, if you think that you are afraid that your wife may do something which is not right, Islamically, maybe go dating with another man, or go seeing another man or something like that. You nusyuz, nusyuz mean dia dah derhaka. Nusyuz ni, it doesn't follow you for a strong reason. Fa'izuhunna, then first you should advise them first. First you should advise. You cannot just go and then advise them nicely, not just like, shouting and then, what do you call it, or abuse, verbally abuse the wife. No, this is Allah teaching us. So normally we are angry, you try to abuse your wife. No, Allah said first advice. You could come, panggil sayang, what's happening, why do you go to see this person, la 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 la. But if you keep on giving advice, but they still persist, they still do it, so they still don't follow what you say. Wahjuruhunna fil madaji'. Then Allah said, do not share their bed. So it means that you sleep in another room, you sleep in another place. You don't sleep with the same room or the bed of your wife, and that is a torture to the wife. If you want to torture your wife, you do that, because the wife, women are sensitive. They will think a lot of things. So they will feel, why my husband don't do this? Why my husband doesn't care about me? So, but this is Allah who teach us. Wahjuruhunna fil madaji' wadribuhunna. This also another term that sometimes people abuse of wadribuhunna. It means that daraba is like you hit. But here, what it means that you, in the hadith, there's another ulama already, what do you call it, do a lot of perbahasan, a lot of discussion of this ayah. It just means that if you have a toothbrush, you just hit like that, just to, just to make sure, just to put the idea across that you don't like. Okay. فَإِنْ أَطَعْنَاكُمْ فَلَا تَبَغُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ سَبِيلًا. So if they persist, then discipline them. In here they translate, then discipline them gently. وَضْرِبُوهُنَّ. But if they change their ways, so later if you do this and later on your wife change, do not be unjust to them. So meaning you cannot be unjust to them. So you cannot remind her that you did very bad. You keep on reminding her of the bad things that she has done, or you stop doing nice to her. If she change, you cannot be unjust. And this is Allah is saying, Inna Allah kana aliyan kabira. And surely Allah is most high or great. And meaning this ayah, Allah said, normally men have ego, but Allah says Allah is aliyah. Allah is the you shouldn't have any ego compared to Allah. This is what Allah is saying to you, and you have to follow this, and you cannot do unjust to your wife, although you have ego, but Allah is actually higher than you, and Allah is big, all great, great. So I think this is a very beautiful ayah. So normally people abuse two things here, qawwam and wadribuhun. So the man will only have one darajah higher than the women only, and only if the Allah put a clause here, when the man take care of the women. So sisters normally say, oh, I have to follow my husband everything. No. If he takes care of you, yes, you have an obligation to to respect him and also to follow what he says. But he doesn't take care of you, he abuse you. He starts, doesn't give you any money for food or for clothing, or he starts verbally abusing you, say you are stupid, you are ugly, stupid, you don't know anything. Sometimes and this if a man or husband do that, he has no qawwam. He has no, you shouldn't be, Allah doesn't give that status to him. So if the man want to have this status that Allah gives to the husband, it means that the husband, the brothers here, you have to take care. You need to give, you need to provide to your family, your wife and your children, from the financial, and also the other, if you read in the marriage, you also have to give the nafkah batin, zahir dan batin. Batin is everything inside, emotionally support, okay, psychology support. So then the rijal is qawamun ala nisa. So because sometimes when I heard this people who discuss this ayah, it can be very one-sided. Especially, I'm really sorry, I will say this, especially if it is an ustaz who I think who doesn't really know in depth of Islam. You won't hear this from Mazal, the Mufti of Perlis, Zainal Abidin. He has a lot of, Ustaz Asriya has a lot of knowledge. He will not say this. The one who really have knowledge, the one who have a PhD in that area will never say like that. So I just want to say we need to understand the context and the real meaning. So if anything, Islam is very simple, brothers and sisters. If you want to know whether any rulings are right or wrong, if it against your fitrah, something is not right. Islam, it goes seamlessly with your fitrah. So everything that Islam asks you to do should go naturally. If something is not natural and you think it's unjust, go and find out, go and read, go and ask the ustad or the expert. Is that right? Does Islam really teach us to be like this? Okay, so so I'm just giving this because nowadays a lot of, what do you call it, abuse, apa nama perkataannya tu, abusive environment inside the house for women, especially during COVID. If it happens in your family, brothers and sisters, you should do not keep quiet. We have authority in Malaysia. I don't know if in other countries. Go to the authority to protect the rights of the women and children. Do not keep quiet. Do not keep quiet. Do not keep quiet. Okay, and you need to have taqwa and tawakkal to Allah. Allah will help you. If you think that if I divorce with this man, I will have no money, have nowhere to go, do it for the sake of Allah. Allah. You need to really believe Allah will protect you. Okay, because I've seen a few cases. And it's very sad because normally the women will accept the abuse because the woman is not working and hoping the money from the husband. But the husband verbally abused, physically abused, just anything the doesn't like, just slap on the face. In Islam, this is parenting. I want to share you another hadith. The Prophet said, even animal, aptah lagi, even more if the children or any human being never slap on the face. If your opponent, you are like fighting in a war with your opponent, Islam's akhlak, the Prophet said, you don't do anything to the face because the face have honor. You can do, so you want to kill your even enemy, you don't do on the face, you do everywhere else. That is Islam, so beautiful. But now people, a Muslim abusing you, slapping the wife and the children on the face. It's not acceptable, and do not do that because there's an explicit hadith on that. Never do on the face. If you want to even discipline your children, do everywhere else, not the face. Okay, any question? Any question? Why you're so quiet? No question, Are you sleeping? Kadang-kadang saya risau, saya shock sendiri cakap. Tengok macam mana. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Alright, thank you for the answer. So for men to have qawwam in that ayah, it's actually an honor. Allah gives the honor to men. And you know, for women, we are happy the husband will have the honor only and only if the man is fulfill his responsibility and duties. We don't need that honor. The honor can give, Allah gives the honor to the husband. When the husband observe the following, the husband have iman and taqwa of Allah, then you have qawam. Allah will give you one higher darajah because of your iman and taqwa to Allah. And you follow the example and the qudwah of Rasulullah SAW. So you need to have knowledge or what Rasulullah said in terms of marriage in a family. Go and buy books about the sunnah of marriage and anything hadith on marriage. There are a lot, you know. Go and read and learn. Knowledge of religion and life affair. The husband should have a knowledge of religion and life affair. Life affair means you know how to fix the lamp, or you know, this life affair. So have knowledge. So maybe you are not perfect in all this, but you are trying towards. You keep on improving yourself. Follow a rich schedule of ibadah. So qawwam you will get when you have a good ibadah. You have a, so you, if you started with fardu prayer, then you go with a sunnah prayer. If you, this is honor, qawwam, given by Allah. If you want that title, some people want the title of Tan Sri, Tengku, Datuk Sri, but this qawwam, title and honor given by Allah. So why don't you want to get this? And Allah will give to the husband. If the husband is taking care of the wife and also having this criteria. Involvement and participation in social life, it meaning that you don't just, I have a student, very sad, you know, the story. That's why I said all of you coming from very different background for family. We need to understand that our friends' family maybe not the same with our family. And for me as a lecturer, I also need to understand my students also from various backgrounds. I have a student, he's an engineering student. He did his final year project with me, and then later on master with me. He's a good person, a good brother. But very sad. And sometimes I'll be listening to his problem like nearly 1 hour just to listen, because it's interesting. He cannot. Normally brothers are very reserved. The only reason why he told me because I give advice. Oh, okay, so in Islam it's you need to have patience. So basically his life, from he was childhood until he become a master, you know, in his life, his childhood and he become like 25. His father never, during Eid, during Hari Raya, the father never bring the family out to see their relatives. They just stay at home, no social life. So can you imagine bringing up in that kind of family? It's very sad. So because I knew one day, because Hari Raya, I said, oh, some Hari Raya, madam. So I said, okay, some Hari Raya. So are you going anywhere? Because I'm going to I would say I will go to this. He said, oh, madam, since childhood, we don't go anywhere. We just stay at home. So there's this kind of family is very sad. So husband, father, make sure we have a participation in social life. It's very important for the children as well. And in the end, the brother is a good brother, but he has a lot of problem, a lot of internal problem. But he's a good brother. He's a good brother. Okay. So sharing duties, and I don't blame him. It's the parents that make him like that. So very sad. So make sure if you all become a parents, try to have all this. And the number one is have iman and knowledge of Islam. Then you'll be settled. But the problem, the father doesn't pray. His father didn't pray, and he studied in IIUM. He know praying is wajib. So it's very, you know, dia tertekan. He's being pressure. He has a lot of pressure to advise the father to pray. plus all the abuse of the father did to the mother. That's another story. So okay, sharing duties with parents and relatives. So we need to have a husband, brothers here. You have duties to the parents and relatives. When you marry a sister, you're not only marrying the sister, you are marrying also the family of the sister, which is the parents. The parents of your wife is the same as the parents, your parents. Sama, you understand? So you cannot treat, for example, do not go to your parents' house, to your wife. You'll be answerable to Allah in the day of judgment. The way you treat your own parent, it should be the same as you treat your wife's parent. And in Islam, if you get married, you can never ever, forever, eternity, that you cannot marry your mother-in-law. So if you're a husband, you cannot marry the mother-in-law forever and ever, and your wife also cannot marry the father-in-law forever and ever. It means that the marriage ties the bond until akhirah. So you have a responsibility to take care of the parents of the wife as well. So you cannot just say I don't care. Cannot. Allah will ask you on the day of judgment. And the wife, the parents of your husband is like your own parents. The way you love your parents, that's how you should love the parents of your husband. And this is what Islam says. So you should treat with kind and love as much as your own parents. So if you understand Islam, that is what Islam says. Okay. Do you have any comment, question, anything to share? Anybody? Why are you so quiet? I wonder why. Are you all tired? Are you tired? Are you tired, my child? Normally you have something to say. Why you're quiet tonight? How are you?
Alhamdulillah. I'm
So
fine.
why you're quiet tonight, my child?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Say what?
You know what to say. Okay. So if you have anything to say, just say any question. Okay. We go on. Participating in serving your Muslim community. So husband, you have a role, responsibility, not only to your immediate family, but also to the Muslim community out there. And when our children go out, this is the community that will go. If the community of the society is bad, your children it's very difficult for your children to be a good children if the society is bad. That's why all of us, every single of us have responsibility to make the society or the community a better society or community, Islamic, to make it more Islam. It's our responsibility, because otherwise our children will not be able to withstand inside the community. If the community is bad, they become bad people. So we cannot just keep quiet in our family. We have to go out. We need to know what the neighbor is doing. Is the neighbor know how to pray or no? Is eating or no? We should take care. Okay. And finally, acquire Islamic moral values. So we have sabar, taqwa, istiqamah, syukur, ihsan. And we try to keep. If we don't have this, it's okay. But we need to know that we need to have this, and we need to improve ourselves all the time. Okay, we are not perfect. I know if you have all this, you become a perfect person. We are not perfect, and our spouse, wife also know we are not perfect, but at least we should try and keep on improving ourselves. We cannot just say that I will be like this forever. No, you need to keep on improving ourselves. Sisters pun macam tu. Also goes to the sisters. Okay, so this leadership, qawwam also means leadership. The man should become the leader of the family, and we should respect, the women should respect the man if they're following the criteria of Qawwam. So, you know, the criteria of Qawwam just now. So if that, then we should follow the husband. But if the husband is not following Islam, you cannot follow. Okay. So, in Islam, man has given the responsibility to lead the family. So the responsibility of leading a family is not from the wife, it's the husband. So from now, before you are married, try to learn leadership, try to have leadership skills, right? Because if you know how to lead your family well, inshallah, your family will be a great family. And you are also have responsibility to give the financial support, educational support, or other needs. Nowadays, more and more the emotional support, which is sometimes the man doesn't know or lacking. Okay, so also marriage is to protect and ensure the continuity of human race. In Islam, that's how it's not allowed for a person say he or she doesn't want to what do you call it, to have children for no reason. So because marriage is to ensure the continuity of human race, and also because nowadays we have a lot of problem. For example, in Japan, if you watch documentaries, Alif, do you watch documentaries in Japan? Alif Razmi,
Yes, madam.
did you watch documentaries in Japan about birth rate or marriage?
Not yet, but I have watched documentary video lah.
On what?
On
You watch
Yes.
documentary on what?
I think a serial killer, I guess. I don't know. Yes. It's,
Serial killer in Japan?
yeah. No, not in Japan. But at other country, I think.
Okay, good. I also like to watch documentaries about serial killer. I will watch the documentary about everything, especially on the social aspect. So one of the big thing, if you go and Google for Japan, and there a big problem in Japan now is following South Korea, also following the same trend, whereby their society doesn't want to get married, and their society doesn't want to socialize, and their society has very low birth rate. Okay, so what's they projected, so based on the birth rate, the giving babies, following the current trend, by 2075, I think they will have no longer new generation. There'll be old people only. Even now, there are a lot of many 40%, I think, of the community is old, because they don't give birth, and it's a problem because the country cannot sustain if you don't have new generation. That's why in Islam, it's very beautiful. That's why in Islam, Allah already knows this. We don't have to do statistic research, and the Prophet already, and Allah already teach us. One reason of marriage is to ensure the sustainability of human race, so that we have children, and these children will have a children, and go on, so that somebody will always be there to be Khalifah in this world, right? But in Japan, because they don't have, mostly are atheists, they don't care. They don't want to get married, number one. And even now, it's even worrying. In our country, maybe it's another problem. In the Western country, the problem is people too much of the what do you call it, lust between men and women. What do you call it, apa tu, the opposite gender attraction is very in Japan is very low. They don't want to go dating. They don't want to get to know another gender. They just want to play games with their life. The men there. So it's a very bad trend. And nowadays, Malaysia, we need to look at the trend of other countries, because in the end, it will come to Malaysia. And even Malaysia now, people, our generation likes to play games. Not as bad as Japan. But now you can see in Japan, they don't need anything in life. They just want to play game, go to work. So in the end, their society is suffering. But that's why if we understand Islam, we will not allow that to happen to us. Okay, so that's in Japan. It's a big problem. There are a lot of documentaries on that. You can see love less life in Japan. They don't even want to fall in love. It's very weird. So, but it's happening, and it's a problem. And the government is pumping a lot of money for people to date and to get married. So in our country, no problem. Everyone, inshallah, everyone want to get married. Okay, so for continuity of human race, and inshallah to increase the population of Muslim Ummah, which is getting which is great, because then one day there will be more of the Muslim people if we take care of our family, and our generation become a Muslim generation, inshallah. So what are the benefit of marriage in Islam? You have the benefit in terms of the personal or individual level and societal level. Some say, Madam, I don't want to get married. So why? You know, if you want to, there are different level of somebody to get married in Islam. You have wajib, compulsory to get married. Sunnah is recommendable to get married. Makruh to get married means it's better for you not to get married. And haram, there's also status that you are actually haram to get married. So how do you know which status you are in? Amino, which state are you in? Are you in wajib, sunnah, makruh, or haram to get married now?
Haram.
Why haram?
Because I don't have any money to
That's not haram yet,
support.
brother. Let me tell you
yeah.
why is that haram. Okay, haram. Okay, wajib. So it's the opposite. The wajib, the opposite of the haram. Wajib is when if you don't get married, you will do sin. That is wajib. So for example, if I don't marry, of a girl, you don't marry the girl and you will do sinful things, that is when it's wajib for you to get married. Okay? If you don't get married, you get sin. So you need to get married. Okay? And when it's wajib, the society should help you to get married. There's another ayah that if you want to get married, if you don't have money, but you really feel that if you don't marry, you will do the sinful thing, you will do zina. So therefore, you should go to somebody, the authority, and the Islamic authority should help you. But if you think but there's another hadith that say if you want to get married and you really want to get married, you're worried you will fall into zina, first step is to fast, puasa, fasting. So if fasting cannot stop you, I cannot fast. Maybe I go crazy if I fast or something like that. Or you have gas, you cannot fast. So in the end, it's wajib, you should get married. Okay? And should go to somebody to help you. And the society should help you to get married. That's wajib. The opposite of wajib is haram. Haram means if you marry, you will make haram things. For example, you are a abusive person. You like to, I don't know, hit women, for example, like I don't know. So you like to hit women. So if you get married, you definitely will abuse your wife. Okay, that is haram for you to get married. If you get married and you will not do justice to the wife. So it may financial, it depends. If you cannot give anything, maybe haram lah. Like you said, you cannot give anything, but maybe you can give food, makan ubi kayu tiap hari. It's okay. If the wife is what's the word what's the word bukan satisfy, sanggup, if the wife what's the word? Sincere?
Yes.
Willing.
Willing. If the wife is willing to live whatever you can give. It's only like from the leaves of the trees outside to eat, right? You can still be alive. Just eating rice every day, no lauk, no chicken, no anything. If the wife is willing to marry you for that, then no problem. It's not haram. Right? So I'm sure you can go work as a Grab, you get 10 ringgit, you can eat Maggie. So if the wife is willing lah, I don't know is there any wife, but if the wife, some people, some sisters can be very, very, very nice. She will go through everything susah dan senang with you. So, but the haram is when you know that when you get married, that you will do haram things inside the marriage. For example, I give an example lah. It happens to my friend. I don't know whether I told you the story or no. You know, for example, you know, in Malaysia or in the world now, there's a LGBTQ community, right? Have you met them? Have you seen any of them? No? Do you know what LGBTQ means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexuals, and Q is queer, I think.
Okay.
It spells Queer.
Queer. Saya pun tak tahu dia sebut macam mana. Yes, dia macam pelik sikit lah. Queer ni macam dia macam pelik-pelik sikit. Okay, so brothers and sisters, this is haram. Until the end of time, until the day of judgment, Islam will say it's haram. So because, you know, I have people who say, oh, Islam will change. You know, there are things that will change, there are things that will stay constant. For example, praying 5 times a day, until the end of time, it will be 5 times a day. It will not be 2 or 3, never, ever. Even naik, jatuh, you know, khalifah, it will never change. The same as LGBTQ. It's haram. There's a ayah in the Quran talking about the people of Sodom, of the Prophet Lut, and where Allah has punished their people for doing that. Okay, because you know this is one of the things that I watch nowadays, documentary of this, because it's getting more and more, and it's a problem. And I've seen, I went to some forum on this, and we also have this problem in IUM. If you see any of this problem, or you among this among this community, please contact me. Let's have a chat. You know why? Because we should, not because we hate you, or not because we hate this community. Actually, we want to help this community. This community is actually they are Muslim, so but they are sinful. They are doing things which are sinful. Macam orang minum arak lah, people who drink alcohol. So he's still a Muslim, so they are still our brothers and sisters, but they are doing sin. So we need to advise him on the sin that he's doing, and we cannot just remove him from the society. It's wrong. So we cannot say this person shouldn't be alive at all. Cannot lah, cannot. We should advise them and bring them to the right path. So, but it can be haram to get married if that person is gay, for example, and then just getting married for the sake of covering his act, and what do you call it, and also in the same time doing the bad things. And unfortunately, you know what's the hukum in Islam? What do we do to a gay person in Islam? The hukum. I asked the lecturer in Quran Sunnah, Dr. Sophia. He said the hukum in Islam for a person who are gay, who really openly say he's gay and doesn't want to repent, is kill. You just kill this person. And now I understand why do you kill? It's actually a very dangerous virus, these gay people. So these gay people, they're not only staying with their community. First, it's bad that they are doing this haram thing and they're doing among the community, the men. But now they're going into society because the society doesn't accept them, right, for being gay. So they have to camouflage. So they are getting married. So brothers, sisters, be careful. If you want to get married, nowadays I don't trust. Sorry lah, minta maaf lah brothers. Saya susah nak percaya brothers lah. I'm very. You never know. Even he looks at, he smiles very nice. He wears songkok. He wear any. You don't trust. Okay, you need to check. You need to really check. Check the brother. Check everything. So it happens to my friend, which is just got divorced. So after she divorced, then she realized something was not right. Then when she recalls, she thinks that the husband is actually gay. So and because she found, it's very weird, you know. I don't know, should I tell you X-rated story? Maybe not. Okay, but by the time she found evidences that in the end the husband is not doing with the women, or doing outside the marriage. Number one. Number two is not doing with the women. So can you imagine, that person can have HIV and he can infect the wife of HIV and also the children. So it's, and I have another friend who said there's one man who got married and the wife knows that the husband is gay, but still, you know, still accept the husband. So stupid. I think that's haram. You cannot, you should go out from the marriage, because it will damage you. And that they have children, and the children, and the husband is very nice with the children, but keep on doing the haram while with the family. Can you imagine what happens to the children? The children go to the school with your children, and one day marry your children. So because the coming from a very broken, this is like sinful family. So so the point, what I want to say, the point is apa point saya kata, the benefit of marriage is, to the personal level, is we need to, is like one of it, there are a lot of marriage or haram. So it's haram for that person to get married. So it's better for that person not to get married at all forever. If he cannot sustain his shahwat, for example, he know if he got married to a woman, he will still do it with the man, never get married. Haram. You will do two sins. Sin number one is to do the gay thing. Number two is marrying and do zalim to the wife. So so that's then sunnah is when you are normal. Like I think most of you sunnah lah to get married. You know, you are normal people. It's sunnah to be married, to be happy, to have a apa nama ni, keluarga yang tenang, the peaceful heart. Okay, makruh when you think that you might do something sinful. You're not sure, but you might think that you might do something sinful, maybe makruh. Or you don't have enough money, as then maybe makruh. Okay, so you can wait, if you can wait. All right, so Aminah, I think you may be in the sunnah lah category, insyaAllah. Okay, alright, so now what's the time? We have 5 minutes left. So I will go back to my slide. Let's use every single second that we have. Okay, so for personal level, why we get married, brothers and sisters, protection of faith and religion. One way to protect your faith, your agama, your deen, is to get married, because getting married will lower your gaze. Brothers will no longer looking at girls, sisters out there. You will just look at your wife. You want to see any girl, you go see your wife. So it will protect your deen. So you will not do anything sinful with your eyes. So that's why it's a protection of faith and religion. Is good. Sisters as well. So you will not be always have a, you know, palpitation, berdebar-debar when you see brothers. So you cannot concentrate everything. So if you're married, you don't care anymore. The brothers stand in front of you, you don't care because you have your husband. So, and it happens to me. So before I got married, I feel very uncomfortable with brothers around me. So I can't even talk. I cannot even think properly if there are a lot of brothers. So say it's just, you know, kacau. You just make me feel uncomfortable. But after I got married, alhamdulillah, then I don't mind if I can speak to brothers with a direct thinking. So it's actually saving myself, and I thank my husband for marrying me. Okay, so protection of chastity, to protect your honor, your kesucian, chastity. Enjoying love, mercy, and security. This is also part of marriage. There's an ayah regarding this. Allah put in the Quran. Allah says one of the signs of Allah. It means that the signs of greatness of Allah is to have mawaddah and rahmah in a marriage. I think we discussed before what mawaddah and rahmah means. So mawaddah and rahmah is not the aim of marriage. Okay, have you discussed mawaddah and rahmah in the class before? Yes or no? Brothers, sisters, have you discussed what mawaddah and rahmah in the class? Yes or no? I cannot see you. You need to say something.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So part of the signs of a good family is mawaddah and rahmah. However, it's not the aim of a marriage. Or aim ni cita-cita. Okay. The aim of marriage is to get the pleasure of Allah. The aim, the objective of why you are getting married is actually to please Allah, to go to Jannah. That's the aim. But mawaddah warahmah is the tools or the transport for you to get the pleasure of Allah. Say, if in your marriage, you don't get mawaddah or rahmah, you don't get love, you don't get this, but actually somehow it brings you to the pleasure of Allah and to Jannah, then that is good. And another scenario, you get mawaddah and rahmah, you have romantic, you love everybody, the person take care of you, but it doesn't bring you close to Allah, it doesn't bring you to get pleasure of Allah and Jannah, meaning the marriage has failed, because that is not the objective of marriage. Okay, I hope you understand this, because sometimes say, how come madam, my mother get married or me get married, I don't feel this good, but why should I get married? So then you should question whether the question is actually, maybe sometimes you don't have mawaddah wa rahmah, but actually you are going closer to Allah using a very weird route from Allah, right? So it means if you fulfill, the marriage is still good, okay? But if you have everything, but you are going away from Allah, you should question whether your marriage is actually is actually successful or no. You are fulfilling the aim of your marriage or no, which is the aim of life. Why you are created in this world is not to have romantic life or not to have somebody to take care of you. That is not the aim of this world. The aim of Allah creating you is to become His servant and also to be Khalifah, and in the end to go to Jannah. That's the aim. So the marriage should also bring you to go there. Lawful fulfillment of desires, so it become lawful means that it's halal for you. Many things become halal. Everything become halal. Everything become halal. Things that you cannot think of, but there are things which is haram. I don't know whether I will give maybe something for you to read so that you know what is haram in a marriage, because sometimes if you don't know, you will do it. Pleasurable or increasing doing good deeds, living a balanced and harmonious life, gaining a lasting relationship, extend to akhirah. So you want to be with your partner, your husband and wife, inshallah, till akhirah. I think the time is up. So, okay, I think we'll continue next class. Okay, brothers and sisters, I hope you're not sleeping yet. And I hope it's benefiting you. We need to have knowledge before you get married. You are very lucky to know this before you get married. Also go and read more, watch for more, so that you are prepared in the end for your marriage, because we all in the journey to go to Jannah. We are all in the journey to go to Jannah, and we should try our best to please Allah and get all the knowledge that we can, because you cannot do ibadah without knowledge. You cannot do worship without knowledge. So we need to have knowledge, inshallah. Okay, I think that's all. If I ask you to ask question, I don't think anybody will ask. Sebab tadi saya duk tanya, tak ada orang nak jawab. So kita tutup lah. We close. Can we have a brother who haven't recited to recite a doa, please? Have everybody recited ke? Brother ni semua dah baca? Ada yang tak baca lagi?
Okey madam, saya baca.
Okey, silakan. Siapa?
Syukri.
Kita tak pernah baca lagi ya?
Doa penutup belum baca lagi.
Okey, silakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inni istaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudu ilayya indi hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Allahumma aftah 'alaina hikmataka wa anshur 'alaina min khaza'mi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar wa qina azabannar wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you Syukri, Brother Syukri, for the nice doa. May Allah makbulkan doa tersebut. So let's close today's class and I wish you all the best for your midterm. It's a very hectic time. May Allah ease all of you and give barakah in your time. Make sure you are sincere, put ikhlas in everything that you do and ask Allah for barakah in your life. Okay, let's end the class with tasbih kifara and surah al-Asr. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, madam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Madam.
Thank you, madam.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.